Do Immortals actually have a counter? In a previous short, I discovered that Immortals are incredibly strong even against non-armored targets. So I wondered, do Immortals lose to any ground unit in a non-micro battle? First of all, Immortals obviously annihilate armored targets since they deal 50 damage instead of 20 damage against them. Fights against Stalkers, Roaches and Marauders are quite hilarious, but also quite satisfying. Admittedly, the Marauders did do reasonably well, taking down 7 Immortals in the process. The big expensive tier 3 units didn't stand much of a chance, with Ultralisks and Thors both biting the dust. Now on to the most interesting battles. There are a bunch of fights where I would definitely expect the Immortal to lose, but instead it performs quite well, like against the Marines. Perhaps even more interesting, check how well the Immortal does against Zealots, a unit that I'm sure most of you would expect to counter the Immortal strongly. On the topic of melee units, the Immortal also crushes Zerglings, as well as winning another close, surprising fight against the Archons. The last bastion of hope for Zerg units was the Hydralisk. Sadly, they get crushed even harder than the Zerglings, meaning that Zerg does literally not have a ground unit that beats Immortals in an even supply fight. Terran and Protoss both have one single unit that beats the Immortal in these conditions. Do you already know which ones they are? The first one shouldn't come as a surprise to people that like testing unit battles. It's going to be the Siege Tank. Siege Tanks get owned by Immortals in low numbers, but since they have bonus damage versus Immortals, in high numbers the Immortals can't even get close. The last unit is going to be the Dark Templar. Dark Templars do crush Immortals quite strongly as well, mostly due to their supply cost only being 2, the same as a Zealot while being much stronger. So in your next ladder game, will you be building more Immortals?